But Pauline, she looks good. And let's not forget, right? I mean, we talked a lot in the men's race. Gosh, when is the last time a Frenchman won the Tour de France? When's the next time a Frenchman could win the Tour de France? Well, it's been a long time, and it's going to be a long time. This will be a hell of a story. Right? A French woman winning the Tour de France. Let's go. Welcome back to the Move podcast. I know I'm talking, and now I can hear myself. It helps to plug it in.
I thought I was last.
Gosh, I am so sorry. Welcome back to the Move. We are talking about stage 4 of the Tour de France Femmes avec Zwift. Of course, I'm joined by Mari Holden.
Good morning.
Alison Tetrick down there.
Hi.
You've been behaving this year. This is, I tell you, I don't say a lot of prayers, but
I'm just hoping you let me bring my cat.
Anyhow, if you've been watching, this has been a kind of a running theme for about a week now. Allie's cat that was trying to make an appearance on the Move. Not happening. Instead, we got beavers.
Scotty the squirrel.
Mel, what did we do here today on stage 4? Talk to us.
Stage 4. Chasseneuil-du-Poitou. Chasseneuil-du-Poitou.
I mean, that's so good. And I can't help myself. I've been jumping ahead, looking at the start and finish towns and just waiting for these pronunciations. It's just, I don't know. It's so groovy. Lorena Wiebes, I loved, clearly the fastest rider in the race. And she was in this position where, she just kind of goes where she wants to go, right? You had Chloe Dygert there, you had Vos there, and she's like, yeah, I'm going to slide on over here and then just step on the gas. They called her the Hulk on TV.
Every woman's dream is to be called the Green Hulk.
Look, she's in the green jersey, but
it was a Hulk move.
It was a Hulk move, and it was incredible.
She dominated, made that spot, and won. But that was an incredible stage. We did call the winner, but I don't think most people did not call that winner.
Yeah,
her team did do a great job in the lead out. We got a little nervous there for them towards the end, though.
We said it the other day, I think it was first stage, these lead outs are many times is just about timing. Now, obviously it worked out for her. She had a lot of Kopecky there, but a lot of Kopecky found herself essentially stuck on the front. It was over 2K to go. So then you're thinking, you got to, but when you're Lorena Wiebes and you get kind of boxed in a little bit, you just move. And if you watch that overhead shot, she
own it and send it. But we'll talk about that finish in a little bit here. Yep. But come on, we're watching the Tour de France Femmes avec Zwift.
That's right.
Title sponsor of the race and our show. And actually yesterday, I've been talking about their new rollout of the Cog and Click setup. And so I was telling you guys yesterday that Colt and I were going to go up in the gym and I was going to put it on my bike. So Bolch, Colt and I, super easy, put it on my bike and we're testing out this Cog and Click. So it's basically, you can put it on any bike. There's no cassette changes and you can use it on any bike you've got. I put it on my Specialized Roubaix and put it on the Wahoo Kicker there. And then I rode the trainer upstairs. And I know I'm sitting here in beautiful Aspen, Colorado. And then I just stayed on the trainer for a couple hours because I was having so much fun and making friends up there in the gym at Aspen Mountain Fitness. But with this Cog and Click, it's a Zwift ready trainer from all the big names. Wahoo, my personal favorite, which we used yesterday. Garmin, Jet Black, Elite, Decathlon, comes fully equipped. You just plug it in, clip and go. It's got a little dial so you can dial up your resistance or down. Starts at just $299. So entry pretty easy. And I know we've been talking about how you can put your outdoor rides now count towards your Zwift fitness score if you link your bike computer to the Zwift companion app. I didn't need to do that because I only rode indoors yesterday. I did the Champs-Élysées course.
Oh, really?
Liz was up there. She can definitely witness, but I finished getting the leader's jersey and the sprinter's jersey.
Moving up the leaderboard.
Yes. So I basically raced the Tour de France Femmes avec Zwift with the Cog and Click.
It's awesome how Zwift is.
I'm sure Demi's scared.
Oh, and that's really cool because in the app, they have all the women's names painted on the road. So it's like Demi, Cassia. And so you're riding in the app. I've got my Watch the Femme cap on and I'm in the women's race.
That cap's been a hit. Are
you going to wear it another day?
I will. I will. Right. I was thinking about rocking it today, but I was going all black. And I didn't wear a hoodie.
Okay.
But
maybe tomorrow.
It's cool how Zwift is really leaned into women's cycling. And I think it's just so strong, so strong. Speaking of strong, Marianne Vos just not a true sprinter. I don't think anybody in this race is going to beat Lorena Wiebes in a straight up field sprint, but getting second, getting the time bonuses, like she's one of those. We see it in all disciplines in cycling. You put the numbers on people's back and they just turn into a different person. It's like, oh, I felt that number go on. I think we're racing. Like I'm racing today. She's just always there.
It's
38
really,
years old.
Yeah, it's really impressive, especially when you look at the other sprinters who were expecting to be up there, like Balsamo. She was, farther down, I think maybe around 15th or something like that. So, she's sprinting and the sprinters aren't sprinting, and Wiebes is ahead of everyone.
Yeah. Wiebes is obviously the quickest, like we're looking at her power and how fast she can sprint. I did want to dive into the lead out situation around
go for it.
3K to go. So she was second wheel.
Right.
Like, almost 5K to go. Am I right?
Kopecky.
Yeah.
Right.
She's behind Kopecky.
And Anna Van Bregen.
And I was going, whoa. And Lance, you were worried about her getting stuck there. Mm-hmm. And then Van Bregen just comes back in like the Energizer Bunny. Kopecky fades. Anna comes in and she pulls that lead out for 3 kilometers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was really impressive, especially for her to be pulling that way and then, come off and then come back again and come to the front again. That was really impressive.
And she
it
looked
saved
good.
Her. Yeah.
And
yeah,
selection
for sure.
behind.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you watched the finish line, there were bodies everywhere. Mm-hmm. It was really spread out.
And we know Anna's coming back from 2021, but this is a gold medalist, world champion in not only the road race, but also the time trial. So she's just up there and she's been quiet this year, but I'm thinking she's waking up.
The other quiet one is Pauline. I mean, we haven't really, she was there on the first day, did that incredible finish, but she's been really quiet and hidden and saving energy, which is something we were talking about yesterday with, who's saving energy, who isn't. Pauline's riding a really smart race right now.
Yep. Yeah.
And Lance, for you to give her the A++ on her lead out on day one, we did get some heart emojis.
I was nerding out on that she listens and liked that. Look, if I was a betting person, which I guess I am, sometimes, she's my favorite, right? I mean, I think it's her and Demi and Cassia, right? And so, but Pauline, boy, she looks good. And let's not forget, right? I mean, we talked a lot on the men's race. Gosh, when is the last time a Frenchman won the Tour de France? When's the next time a Frenchman could win the Tour de France? Well, it's been a long time, and it's gonna be a long time. This would be a hell of a story, right? A French woman winning the Tour de France. Let's go.
Oh, and by the way, yesterday was a year to the day that she won gold in the Olympics in the mountain bike race.
Yep.
I was like, whoa, come on.
Which was incredible.
And I do have to do a little shout out to our friend Will. I think that's his first name. He did a nice comment on YouTube correcting me on my geography. I said we were going into the Massif Central. We were not. He wrote a very long explanation, which we need Mel to pronounce what regions we were going through. And then he did give me a nice thing. He said, or you could just go with the Tour de France Femmes avec Zwift is still in the relatively flat west of France, heading south towards the Massif Central.
Huh.
So there we go.
Yeah, I've always wanted on all these shows, I've always thought it'd be cool to have a weather person, right? Come in every day and just give like a forecast.
Which way the wind is
I didn't know
blowing.
we'd ever need a geography person just to like explain to us. No, you're right. You're right. I mean, it is different, and it of course I think we're correct in saying that tomorrow and the day after we do head into the Massif Central. We got some questions about what that means and we sort of reference the pavement type and the chip seal. Maybe we'll get to that question at the end, but thank you, Will.
Yeah.
I do think it's interesting though what you were saying about the podium, your picks here. And I mean, I'm in agreement about like the first two I think are fighting it out if Demi is well from her, crash. But I do think that like a possible person to be there for the podium too is Sarah Gigante. And I know that we've been going back and forth about that, but it's something I've been watching every day and she's just sliding in there, with not losing time. And I think on something where you don't have a time trial, if you're conserving energy, which is questionable if you're in the back all the time, but she's making the time cuts and she's a pure climber and we're going to be ending on 2 climbing stages. So,
the race gets really
I
hard.
mean, it's it's very different than like a pure climber being able to go up those climbs. She may be able to be not losing time or gaining time on some of those. So depends on who's having a good day, but she's one to watch, I think, after seeing what she did at the Giro.
Well, in talking about those days, and we got some questions, and we got even more questions overnight about the difference between the men's Peloton and the women's Peloton in terms of watts per kilo. We've got answers on that, so that we'll get to those questions and answers in the second half of the show. I was kind of blown away. Mm-hmm. These watts per kilo. I was like, damn.
Yeah. I think the other thing, though,
I always told the boys, I was like, I think I could finish the Tour de France. If you gave me 6 months, I could finish the Tour de France. Now, the
women's or the men's?
Well, I'm going to get to that. So, but the original sort of idea or challenge or thought was the men's. Mm-hmm. But after hearing those watts per kilo numbers I heard for the women's Peloton, I'm now not sure I could finish the Tour de France Femmes. Avec. So I'm not kidding. These are real numbers.
They're real numbers.
Dudettes.
You can start training on that. But last night we were.
I don't know. I'm not gonna start training on that.
No, we should go on a ride.
But
this
before
week,
we
Lance.
get away from the time gap thing, we were talking about the 5K rule the other day, and I do think that it's really helping out in a race like this where you don't have a time trial. Right. The finishes become less important on losing distance in the finishes, because yesterday, if that crash had happened in years before the 5K rule, we would have had huge time gaps after that. But because of the rule, you're someone like Sarah, as I've been saying, is managing to keep her time the same as everyone else in these finishes, not losing 10 seconds here, 20 seconds there. Yep. It changes kind of how the outcome of a race, which is really interesting, I think.
But today, there was whoever lost time today lost time.
Yeah.
There was no crash.
There was no crash.
Right, yesterday, and it's funny. Even back in our day when it was 1K, guys they weren't necessarily in the crash, but they got stuck in or near or behind the crash. There were all kinds of hacks.
Yeah. Put your foot down.
Well, you put your foot, or you just pull your shorts up, like you make it appear as if you were in the crash.
It's like a free lap in a crit.
I heard Spencer on the show a lot about the crits, and I have some opinions. But we were waiting, and on our group text with Lance and Mari, and we were just checking in on how Demi was doing. What does this look like? Did she go to the hospital? What are the injuries? Chloe looked like she bounced up fine. I saw her shaking hands and hugging fans at the end, so we felt good about that. And I was talking to my husband Blaze, and he was just worried about Demi, and we're friends, but he's like, man, Demi doesn't win, I'm gonna go for Puck. That is the name of our cat, by the way. But we do need to keep talking. I mean, she was the best young rider last year, world champion in the mountain bike. But she's another rider to watch. She's sitting up there in 6 GC. The long mountains might not be good, but the next 2 days, thinking how she won Flesh, she's podium in all these classics. I think we can look for her on a podium the next couple of days. And she's not going to lose time in crosswinds. This is a Dutchie.
She's an exciting rider.
Oh, she's so fun to watch.
Exciting, yeah.
And we have a little bit. It feels like a little bit of tea.
Yeah.
When it comes to Demi Vollering, she was in the crash yesterday. She did get up and get moving again. Was given same time because of this rule. Her director sportif came out, issued a statement about the crash, which it's got a little juice to it, I think. So
I was constantly hitting refresh. I'm trying not to WhatsApp her too much or anything. The rider needs to recover, and I can see that she's got contusion and is going through concussion protocols. And then I keep updating, and her director, Stefan Delcourt, he comes out with a statement. And it says, the mentality of some teams is unbelievable, truly disrespectful. They're playing with people's lives like this. Demi wants to ride at the front, but they keep cutting her off. That crash wasn't ASO's fault. It was the riders. It all comes down to respect.
Yeah.
That is like, I don't know. I don't think that's making any friends out there
that's
for Demi.
That's got some heat on it.
That's got some heat.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wouldn't think that you'd be wanting to have, get the Peloton against you, essentially. But that kind of talk is...
But Lance, I've heard this as a theme in the men's tour.
That's right. I know
it's like these young guns we don't have the patron of the Peloton where there's respect. And what do you guys think about that?
Yeah. Well, I would think it's the same. Yeah, I think it's kind of everybody for themselves, and everybody breaks late and has their elbows out, and but that statement speaks to that.
Well, and Marianne Vos came out after seeing that, or I don't know if she saw his statement, but it was a question about respect. And Vos said that she didn't think it was that the athletes were being disrespectful. It's just that everyone's trying to get into that corner at the same time. So, it's just people racing because they're trying to get their team and get their person up there who's supposed to be. It had nothing to do with respect.
But this is Vos. Who is going to disrespect Vos?
Right. Well,
she might feel a lot more respect than most, but I don't know.
Well, it doesn't help that her director is saying that kind of stuff, or her manager.
yeah.
So
I want to just keep that in and say to see you on the Madeleine. Right. I mean, that's, and actually even tomorrow. I mean, tomorrow's a day where we'll get into that in a little bit, but that tomorrow's a day where you can assert yourself. Mm-hmm. I would just wait.
Yeah.
Well, but you know what? For us, a little bit of tea is good. Spill the tea. I never knew.
tea.
By the way, I have these young kids, and I was like, "Ooh, you want me to spill the tea?" I was like, "What are you talking about?" I never knew what it meant for like years, and then I'm like,
Yeah.
Still makes no
here
sense.
Last year, you told me.
Yeah, it was, and kids are probably off that now, talking about other things, using other expressions.
We hadn't actually looked at one rider. I mean, we haven't talked about the young riders jersey. I know we're only on stage 4, but I poked around. It's Julie Bago. She's on Cofidis, so a French rider. And she's been in the best young rider jersey since stage 1. And she's the 2023 U23 World Road Race champion.
Okay.
A French rider in the best young rider jersey. It's kind of cool.
Yep, 22-second lead. Mm-hmm. And then after that, it's a big jump, right? Third place, 4:49.
Oh, that's cool. French, that's good.
It is cool.
And on Cofidis.
On a French team.
Yeah, she needs that.
Also today brought to you by Honey Stinger. Many of you guys and gals know I've been a fan of Honey Stinger since the very early days. I've had a relationship with them since 2008. How about that? I don't know. Y'all do the math. It's a long time. They completely invented this energy waffle category. Of course, Stroop waffle's been around forever, as they've been made now with energy waffles. I personally think the perfect fuel source when you're out there on the bike. And it is no surprise that Honey Stinger is the first and only energy waffle to launch new peanut butter flavors. Peanut butter chocolate, and peanut butter strawberry. They deliver both the fuel and the delicious taste you've come to expect from our waffles. So whether you're out there grinding on the bike or preparing for a club championship, the delicious taste of Honey Stinger's energy waffles, chews, gels, and bars are a great fit for any activity. Head on over to honeystinger.com/themove. That's honeystinger.com/themove. Also, the code, if you need it, is THEMOVE, 25% off.
I'm just curious why peanut butter got a growl. Like, what do you actually do with peanut butter?
Well, peanut butter is so obvious. And I know the team over there so well. I mean, peanut butter's like, but you got to be careful. Peanut butter also got peanuts in general, especially, because the waffles taste so good around kids. Some kids have a nut allergy. And so, but I mean, look.
But we love it.
I love it.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
I got to be really sensitive about this one because I was watching most of the race, and and I have a lot of I'm friends with a lot of folks here in the U.S. From the Koch family, Koch, Koch, and again, I got to be real sensitive here, but there was Francie Koch was in the breakaway most of the day,
as she has been.
And
most
I'm not
days.
so sure. We need to request
German national champion.
Great. We need to request a pronunciation from her because the pronunciation on TV. And if you watch the race, don't. If you didn't watch, I know you're making fun of me right now. But if you watch the race, you are crying with me. I'm not even going to say it. All right, but I need help here. So no, it was troubling.
Wonderful rider. She's been very aggressive.
But clearly, I mean, I guess maybe in Germany they pronounce, and y'all know where I'm going with this. They pronounce it a different way. And in watching the Tour de France Femmes Avec Zwift, that's it. Just something wasn't vibing with me.
Oh gosh. Let's talk about tomorrow.
Let's look at tomorrow because I do want to get these questions. They're so good. And we have another fun story that aligns with two of these questions. Hilarious. Tomorrow, longer, 165 kilometers, basically uneventful. But look at the end. The end really spices up 3 categorized climbs. I love in the women's race these intermediate time bonuses. Mm-hmm. Do we know? Remind me, are those 20 or are those 10.64?
10.64.
Okay.
But on a climb.
On a climb before the top.
In the middle of
in
the
the middle
final
of a climb. Yeah.
So
that's going to make that climb crazy.
So you wonder what like a Pauline does there, right? Or any of them for that matter. I mean, that definitely spices things up. Yeah. This is
I think a Pauline goes for it, right?
I think she does.
Yeah.
Kasia obviously will.
And Katya.
Yeah.
Well, then that's amazing. Like that's really spicy. But those 3 categorized climbs all come within the last 30, 40 kilometers. Mm-hmm. The finish is not, the actual sprint is not uphill, but this is where this Tour de France Femmes Avec Zwift starts to, these girls will start to reveal themselves tomorrow.
It's going to be an exciting race, I think.
Yeah.
So the last climb of the day is 7K. It averages 5.4%. So, but it's the top is 7K from the finish. And I have not had a chance to look at the descent, but you're going to crest that climb, right. 7K to go, and it's all downhill to the finish. So, pretty interesting.
Marianne Vos.
I was going to say.
Yeah, I think this one has Vos written all over it.
I think Chloe could be another one that's like a good finish for her. Yeah. She looked good today.
She did.
Yeah.
And this will be the only second time this town has been in the Tour. The first time Robbie McEwen won. Huh. There you go.
I love where do you get this stuff?
Liz and we do our research.
Yeah.
Also,
fun times.
It was Caddyshack at the bunkhouse last night, so movie night.
So we have some good questions, and I was in the gym this morning, and Mari got here early. The studio wasn't open, but you were in there, and I said as I was, and I don't even know, Chloe was on TV, and I thought, boy, she always rocks the short shorts. I just said it was an observation. And then I kind of went down the rabbit. I was like, well, maybe that should just be the thing. Maybe everybody should rock. And I'm not being, come on. I'm not being skeezy here.
No, he said it in a way that was just like, oh, that looks good. It stands out.
It's the way that the women's Peloton looks. But anyway, that was just an idea. Nonetheless, we get actually 2 questions today overnight regarding Chloe's short shorts, which was just so wild when I finally got the printout here. The question was, why does Chloe Dygert wear shorter shorts than everyone else? I mean, I guess it's because she wants to, but Chris says it just seems different to me. And then we had another question about ever since her leg injury at the World Time Trial Championships, Chloe Dygert has been wearing those Eddie Merckx type throwback shorter shorts. Do you think it's for comfort, or do you think it's due to the scar, et cetera, et cetera? That seems a little far-fetched. That one's from Lewis. First one's from Chris, but
I think it's a fashion statement.
Yeah.
Trying to be feminine.
She's the only
on
one.
The bike. Yeah. And I mean, I think it stands out more because her legs are so long. But I think she's just trying to do it because she likes it and wants to look like a girl on her bike. I think it looks good too, actually. And everybody always comments on it. So whatever she's doing, she's getting a lot of attention for it, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
Speaking of Americans, did we talk about Faulkner already?
We didn't touch on Kristen Faulkner, our Olympic champion. And this happens in cycling. When you start to have, one bad day bleeds into another bad day, and then your head gets involved, and you're like, I don't know. We don't know what she's thinking. We've all been there. It's like there is that moment. You're like, now what am I doing here again?
Yeah.
Another bad, just suffered in some of those early crosswinds. Small crash at the end. Well, your heart goes out to her. I mean,
especially when you're just, you expect something so different of yourself, and then you go out there and it's just like every day is worse.
Totally.
Yeah, I mean, she's suffering.
So I almost win the stage of this Tour of Britain once, and then I crash and break something, and so then I keep doing worse and worse. Yeah. And my team director says that he can see me by the vultures over me sharpening their claws, waiting because I just kept getting worse as the stage race goes on.
You saw her getting up from that crash, where it's just shaking her head like, what? Just despondent. Yeah. I mean, we've all been there.
Definitely have been there. Me, probably more than 100 times more than you guys.
Yeah, well,
I don't know about that. I think that anyone who's been in this sport and survives, you're in those situations where you just know you have to get through it, and you have to just deal with it, especially because maybe tomorrow she starts feeling a little better. Who knows?
And it's good stage 4.
That's right. On this watts per kilo issue, men versus women, the best of the best. The question from yesterday, everyone, it seems, pushes power to weight above all else in the men's and women's races. But my question is, since we look at the climbers, sprinters, classic specialists, all-rounders, and others, which type of rider is most concerned about that power to weight? What other metrics are important? Climbers and classic specialists seem like endurance would mean as much, et cetera, et cetera. It's more than just a high watts per kilo number. And how do the trainers, coaches, and sport directors hit the balance in that athlete? That's a in-depth question. But as Mari, you got the intel from some folks on just the actual power numbers these climbers are putting out, watts per kilo. That's kind of the magic ratio when it comes to climbing.
I reached out to Dean Golich, who had coached Mara Abbott, who won the Giro, who was a pure climber, and also in the Tokyo Olympics was almost got away on that climb. She was with Anna Meek, and they figure, or she can do 6.1 for 40 minutes, which is unbelievable. And in the Olympics, in the Tokyo climb, she did, I think they modeled it at 5.8, considering, all the factors leading into it and stuff. And they were only 3 seconds off in their estimation. So, Demi, Pauline, probably up there around 6 watts per kilo. Yeah.
The men's winner, Tadej Pogacar, if he's riding 7 now, I think he's doing a little more, 7.2 watts per kilo, that he knows he can win the Tour de France. That's not that far off.
No.
I would start the season, I know this because we would test this very early on, and you'd have to look at the results and be like, oh, I shouldn't even go to a bike race. I was like 5.5. I was like, all right, I better stay home. And it wasn't until you got into the 6s that you knew you could go to a race and not just get spit out the back. Yeah, that's incredible.
Earlier this year, Demi did in a Spanish race. So she did 8 minutes, almost 9 minutes at 6.1 watts per kilo. Yeah. So, and you consider now she's even in better form than she was, in theory. So probably around 6. Yeah.
But it is different. Like that question did allude to as well for like a classic style rider. Yep. So if you look like a Kopecky, like I'd be more of a classic style rider. Yep. And then that's where actually absolute power comes. Like we would do testings when I go to the USOPC to test just like absolute power. Yep. Like take your weight outside of like how much power can you hold for an hour. And I remember protecting a GC rider and she's telling me what watch she did up the climb. I'm like, I literally did that for 4 hours at this race. Right. So absolute power for classics rider where the weight doesn't matter as much, where you're looking at Flanders and it's higher rolling resistance. So there's a lot of things. It's not all watts per kilo pending on the course.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
it's impressive.
Thank you. I agree.
And I think Pauline is going to be hitting that 6.1 too also.
We're about to find out. Last question of the day here from Ashley. This one's, I'm curious y'all's answer on this. That's why I didn't want to read it to you as we were watching. Ashley says, I'm a 27-year-old woman who has been cycling for the last 4 years. I love watching the Femmes every year and always get inspired by them, especially when I see people like Marianne Vos and Mavi Garcia win stages. Do you think if I started today, I could go pro and be in the Tour de France Femmes avec Zwift one day?
I would say give it a shot.
It happens. It happens in the men's side.
Kim LaCourte was in the yellow jersey, her first World Tour team. She was 29 years old.
Yeah. Primoz Roglic started late. He came from another sport. Mavi Garcia was a runner and a duathlete.
I played tennis in college.
Yep.
I think you'd have to probably be coming from an elite level in another sport.
You would have to.
You can't just make the change and all of a sudden develop an engine that's going to be doing something like that. But
that's right.
It could be possible.
But I guess if the question was, is the age alone a factor? The answer is no. If you've been sitting on the couch eating bonbons for 27 years, that might be a bigger factor. By the way, nothing wrong with sitting on the couch and eating bonbons. I do that a lot.
Doubt it.
No, I do. I train a lot, but I also sit around and I'm going to get off the set here and have a cinnamon roll.
But I just wanted to
true story.
Say that this is doing great things for the young women.
That's right.
I want to touch on that real quick before we go.
This is a super cute clip. You sent this around.
We got a clip. I had a text conversation with my friend Jordan about his daughter Shai and just how, let me read you.
Look at this.
I know. He basically said that this is the future, and if you see it, you can believe it, right? Yeah. So she's been watching the race every day, is super excited to see women out there succeeding the way they are. And this is her version of the Marianne Vos salute in Truckee. So Shy and Truckee, we're watching.
And I love that tagline there. If you see it, you can believe it.
Yeah.
Like that says it all. Like this is and by the way, too, I mean, we sort of every day remark like the crowds.
Yeah.
I mean, kids. I mean, there's some crowds at the Tour de France Femmes.
Yeah,
I mean,
what Zwift has done for women's cycling and women's sport in general. Like if you see it, you can believe it in any sport. So, we're watching it in cycling, but it's happening. Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll be back tomorrow when we finally will be in the Massif Central.
Sorry about geography, people. I try.
Will. Sorry, Will. It'll be an exciting day. So make sure you tune in, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Ask more questions, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, send your questions. info@wedo.team. And I almost left before
God.
You guys would kill me. All right. 3, 2, 1.
Bye.